Welcome back. Patch 6.2.1. PvP fix incoming. The ability to play as a mercenary and fight against your own faction. Also, flying is up on the PTR. In the background, random battle pet footage, and I'll explain why that's there momentarily. But right now, let's jump into the patch notes and see what they're talking about with this PvP mercenary mode. They say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, and soon you'll be able to do just that. In an upcoming patch, we'll be adding a feature that allows you to act as a mercenary for the opposite faction in PvP. Whenever your faction is experiencing a long wait time to get into Ashran or unrated battlegrounds, agents of the enemy faction will appear in your base and in Ashran. These agents will allow you to enter Ashran or battlegrounds disguised as an enemy player and actually fight as the opposite faction. When you compete as a mercenary, you'll still earn all the same rewards you would have by winning or losing your own faction, with the exception of faction-specific achievements. You'll also have your race automatically changed into one appropriate for the opposite faction while you're still inside the battleground or Ashran. Perhaps most importantly, however, you'll experience much shorter queue times, as our matchmaking system will be able to fill up groups much quicker. Our goal with mercenary mode is to allow players who want to participate in Ashran or unrated battlegrounds the ability to do so without having to wait through long queues, while still maintaining the spirit of the core Alliance vs. Horde fantasy. We'll be testing this feature soon on Public Test Realm and look forward to hearing your feedback. On the live realms, flying. Flying has been enabled on Draenor for level 90 plus characters that have attained the account-wide achievement Draenor Pathfinding. To help facilitate testing of this feature, accounts that have not yet obtained the achievement will be able to purchase a manual of rapid pathfinding from a Flastar in their garrisons on the PTR. Flascatar. Okay. Please note, there may still be areas or pockets on Draenor where flying has not yet been fully implemented. These areas will be tracked and listed in a forum thread called blah 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 on the PTR test forum thread. So, mercenary mode. Now I know what's going to happen. People are going to bring up factions, Alliance versus Horde. But in truth, that Alliance versus Horde thing died a long time ago. Look at there. There's an Alliance player in my garrison with a mask on, and of course, nobody is smart enough to figure that out. Of course not. But there are other ways to show that it's, sort of dissolved. For example, all of my heirlooms, my toys, my pet journal, everything that I earned as Horde is available to my Alliance character. And there's that traveling merchant. That's how he looks. Of course, the combined cities. Now, I prefer Dalaran over Shat. That's just me. But it was sort of the beginning to the end when we started working together, which made sense at the time for the plot, to fight a common enemy. They should have killed me. The fantasy is long gone, unfortunately. Well, I don't even want to say unfortunately, because there are other areas, more obvious, or maybe more subtle areas, where the Alliance versus Horde fantasy has dissolved for many players. An example, as I said, with the heirlooms and the toys and the pets. Imagine going back in time, now that we've had this quality of life update, having to earn all those things and mounts on each character again. Factionism has been long dead, and you can play both characters, both factions on the same server, and that's okay that it's gone for the most part. I'm sure that there are some people that are holding on to it, but for the most part, it hasn't been an important aspect to the game in a very long time. Now, there will probably be some people that will complain that this mercenary mode is just a band-aid, and there needs to be a proper fix. And they're 100% right. This is a band-aid because there's a problem right now. But a realistic solution to this problem cannot be implemented in the middle of an expansion. The proper time for something like that to be implemented would be at the end of the expansion, as a free thing to do before the next expansion comes out, or a feature in the next expansion. But it would make more sense to put it in this one so that PvP would have relevance in this one. Better late than never. I mean, that's a better fix than messing around with racials right now. It's too late in this expansion to, like I said, resolve the root issue as to why so many people switch sides. Now, the core as to why this would work for many players is that for most PvPers, it's not about the lore. I mean, sure, there are some that are, very into role-playing, but for the most part, PvPers are more interested in beating the player. That's their focus, is the player, not the toon. For many people, they don't care who they're killing. That's not, the toons are not the interest here. So this is a viable fix, but it's going to piss a lot of people off. And they're going to whine and complain and talk about factionism, which I've already talked about, so I'm not going to repeat it. In the same vein, I don't mean to try to make excuses for Blizzard, because that is absolutely not my intent. I have said many times in previous videos that, in my opinion, they were very sloppy in making this expansion. But I do believe that a lot of that is due to the fact that the team working on this expansion have not been on the same page as in regards to the direction of this expansion. So, of course, this is going to cause these kind of issues. So so now we're all on the same page. Flying is going to be put in. Well, new content can't be made because they're fixing old content. I mean, sure, they'll probably have a team working on the expansion, but right now, their workforce is stuck fixing and aligning everything in this one. Not the best situation to be in, but it's a realistic view of it. So I prefer to have this realistic view so that I'm not setting myself and others up for disappointment on, this fantastic fix that's supposed to come 6.2. No. That's not gonna, 6.2.1. That's just not gonna happen. Now, what would be nice, since they've opened this door for being able to play on the other faction and to do this sort of role play, being neutral is not really an option, because it would be a nightmare to put in a neutral faction right now. I'd love it if they would. I just don't think that they would put the programming hours into it. The development hours, I just don't see it. But wouldn't it be lovely to have been able, for the next expansion, with whatever they're going to do with the garrison type theme, is to allow, for example, a horde player to drop an alliance base. I would love that. Since they took away the ability to be able to choose where you want to put it, you would at least have the option, if you really want to get in the role play, and get one that's visually appealing to you. I think that would have been cool. And hopefully it's something that they will consider since they've opened this door. Now, speaking of an open door, that ability to be able to instantaneously open up flying, I hope that's not something that ends up in the store one day. As nice as it, well, let me rephrase that. It's not because I think that it's cheating for someone to get it, because whether somebody is flying or not, for me on a PvE server doesn't matter. I think that they should just give it to people. You see what I'm saying? I don't mind earning it, but I don't think that it's something that should be purchased. In my opinion, I think that players deserve to have it and not have to pay for it. So, I'd like to know what you guys think about PvP Mercenary mode. Are you interested in it? Does the breaking of the lore bother you? Do you care as long as you have targets so that you can complete your goals? Let me know what you think about it. I will be getting in on the BTR to test things out, and I will keep you posted. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. It lets me know if you like the videos or not. Thank you for liking the videos, sharing the videos, and interacting with me. It allows me to do what I love, and I would not be able to do it without you. Social media links are in the description box below, along with a link to the patch notes, and I will see you guys in the next one.